The VITURE Pro 2 and XREAL XBX A01 Plus both cost $299 right now. They both give you 1080p Micro-OLED displays up to 120Hz, a 50-degree field of view, both are rated at 1600 nits, and they weigh within a gram of each other. So if you're trying to choose between them, the spec sheet doesn't really help much. I've been using them side by side, and once you actually put them on, there are some pretty clear differences. And as usual, none of this is sponsored, so let's get into it. Both are rated at 1600 nits, so brightness is a tie on paper. With the same SDR content playing on both, I actually preferred the VITURE. The colors looked more vivid to me, there was more pop, and overall it was just the more enjoyable display for regular movies and video. I'm not making a color gamut claim here. I'm simply telling you what I saw when I put them side by side. And to me, SDR picture quality goes to VITURE. The XREAL fights back with HDR. It supports HDR10 when you're feeding it HDR content, plus AI HDR for regular SDR content. The Pro 2 doesn't support HDR10. So HDR is an easy XREAL win. Then I opened a text document. Text on the Pro 2 looked very sharp with minimal edge blur. The XBX is completely usable for text, but side by side, I would personally give text clarity to the Pro 2. VITURE calls its new optical system Ultra Clarity 3.0, but these are still 1080p glasses. The idea is to keep the image consistently sharp across more of the screen, and in my comparison, that actually seemed to work pretty well. The other big VITURE advantage is the built-in diopters. You can adjust each eye independently from 0 down to -5, which can make a big difference if you're nearsighted and actually help me in tweaking the display focus ever so slightly. Just keep in mind, the diopters only correct the virtual screen. They don't correct your normal vision through the glasses, so anything you would normally need prescription glasses to see clearly may still look blurry. And if you have astigmatism or need more than -5, you'll still want prescription inserts. Now, let's get into features. First, stabilization. The XBX has image stabilization built directly into the glasses. It isn't true 3DOF, it doesn't pin the screen in space, but it can smooth out the image when you're moving, which can be useful while traveling. The Pro 2 doesn't have a similar mode built in, so this one goes to XREAL. Both glasses support native SPS 3D, so this one is a tie. VITURE, however, has a different advantage through SpaceWalker. On my 2026 MacBook Air, I was able to pin the screen, use multiple virtual screens, and adjust screen distance. There are third-party ways to get some of this with the XREAL glasses, but VITURE's first-party software path is much more straightforward. So spatial workspace goes to VITURE. Audio itself is close, and both sounded very good to me. But XREAL gives you standard, cinema, whisper, and surround modes, each designed for a different use. So I'm not saying the XREAL speakers are dramatically better, you just get more control over them, and audio flexibility goes to XREAL. Before getting into comfort, one quick point on the physical experience. VITURE did a really nice job here, right from the shimmering effect when you open the box to the case itself. The whole package feels more premium than I expected at this price. The glasses themselves feel solid, but also immediately lighter than the VITURE glasses I'm used to. The Pro 2 weighs 63 grams, the XBX is 62. Both also include a physical light blocker because neither gives you adjustable electrochromic dimming. From a comfort perspective, these are both excellent. The XBX did feel slightly lighter to me, maybe because of the weight distribution, but in reality we're talking about 62 grams versus 63. I could easily see myself using either of these for a long movie or work session. So comfort is a tie. Where XREAL has a clear advantage is looks. The Pro 2 looks pretty good and is less bulky than older VITURE glasses. But the default front lens on the XBX can genuinely pass for a normal pair of sunglasses, and the front frames are removable and swappable. so looks and lens flexibility goes to XREAL. So where does that leave us? If HDR is important to you, you want stabilization built into the glasses, more audio options, or you care about having the more flexible and normal looking pair, I would pick the XREAL XBX. If you want what I think is the better SDR display for movies, along with better text clarity, at least in my comparison, and if you want built-in diopter adjustment along with spatial SpaceWalker features, then go with the VITURE Pro 2. When I previously compared the XREAL 1S with the VITURE Beast, I picked the XREAL because I thought it was the more polished overall product and it gave me the more useful and usable feature set. This time I'm going to flip. The XBX gives you more functionality built directly into the glasses, but when I put the same content on both, I just enjoyed looking at the VITURE Pro 2 slightly more. And ultimately, the display is the main reason I'm putting a pair of XR glasses on my face in the first place. So between these two, the VITURE Pro 2 is the one I would personally lean towards. Thanks for joining me, and I'll see you in the next one.